Two black horses in the starting gate, identical white stars on their foreheads, separated by 30 years of hatred.
Don't think about her, just run.
If I don't beat the Reeves horse, Mom will never forgive me.
In the grandstand, Donna Reeves and Carol Vance watched, their hatred fresh as ever. But none of them knew what had happened on a stormy night 8 years earlier, in a barn 100 miles away. Lightning split the sky. Walter Cross knelt in the straw, his hands slick with birth as the mare shuddered.
Easy now, girl. Just one more.
The first foal emerged. Then, before Walter could catch his breath, a second followed. Both were black as the storm, each with a tiny white star on its forehead, identical in every way.
2 of them. How am I gonna feed 2 more?
A week later, Walter hammered a hand-painted sign into the dry ground. 2 colts for sale. The first buyer arrived in a polished black car. Donna Reeves stepped out, eyes already fixed on the foals.
They're identical. I'll take the left one. Call him Tormenta.
Walter's fingers trembled as he handed over the lead rope. The foal was loaded into a red trailer without a backward glance. Hours later, a dusty pickup pulled in. Carol Vance stepped out, her smile sharp as a fence wire.
He's got fire in his eyes. I'll call him Tormenta.
Walter said nothing. He took her cash and watched the second colt disappear into a blue trailer. As the red trailer rolled east, the colt pressed its muzzle to the window, as if already searching for its twin. The blue trailer turned west, the other colt's eyes staring into a horizon it would not cross for 8 years. On her ranch, Donna nailed a brass plate to the stall door. Tormenta. 50 miles away, Carol did the same. Certain hers was the only horse in the world with that name. 8 years passed. The 2 Tormentas never met, but their reputations grew like twin storms on opposite sides of the valley. On Donna's ranch, Amanda Reeves pushed her black colt to victory after victory. 50 miles away, Melissa Vance did the same. They racked up regional titles, their names whispered in racing circles. Tormenta. No one yet realized the 2 champions shared more than a name. At a boarding school between the 2 ranches, Amanda and Melissa met.
You ride too? What's your horse's name?
Tormenta. It means storm.
From that moment, their friendship became a secret they guarded fiercely, knowing their mothers would forbid it.
If Mom finds out I am friends with a Vance, she'll pull me from school.
Then the letter arrived. Both Tormentas had qualified for the National Cup, and the 2 jockeys would face off for the first time 3 days before the National Cup. Donna Reeves cornered Amanda in the tack room, her voice slicing through the leather-scented air.
When you hit the final stretch, I want you to bury that Vance horse. Leave him in the dust so far he chokes on it.
50 miles away, Carol Vance pulled Melissa aside in the stable and delivered an ultimatum that left no room for failure.
You beat that. Reeves nag, or don't come back to this ranch. I mean it, Melissa. Understood? If she knew I've been eating lunch with Amanda Reeves for 2 years, she'd disown me on the spot.
That night, Amanda sat cross-legged in her room, sorting through her mother's old breeding records, and then her breath caught. She stared at the photo. A black foal with a white star identical to the one on Melissa's Tormenta.
It's not just a mark. It's exactly the same shape, same placement. How is that possible?
She grabbed her phone and typed, "Stable yard, midnight. I found something about the horses." Melissa replied instantly, "On my way." The 2 friends hadn't seen each other since the qualification letter, and both felt the ground shifting beneath them. At midnight, Amanda slipped past the guard into the stable block, her flashlight trembling. Melissa was waiting, hidden behind the feed room, her face pale in the beam.
I found this old photo. Your Tormenta has the exact same star as mine.
They crept to the stalls. Both black horses stood rigid, ears pricked forward, as if they recognized something unseen.
Not just the star. Look at the whorl above the eye. It's identical. That's impossible.
Silence fell. Only the horses breathing and the pounding of their own hearts filled the dark.
If they're twins, then everything our mothers ever said was a lie.
Amanda reached out. Melissa's fingers locked with hers, and they held on. The silence saying everything. Neither could speak. The truth was too large, too fragile to voice. The horses stretched toward each other. If they were brothers, then 30 years of hatred had been a lie. Melissa's breath caught. A memory surfaced, a yellowed clipping she'd seen in her mother's desk years ago.
There was a breeder named Walter Cross. The article said he delivered twin foals one stormy night. That was the year our horses were born.
They pulled out a phone and searched the archives with trembling fingers. Local breeder Walter Cross stunned the community with the birth of twin black colts, a 1 in a million occurrence. That wasn't enough. They needed the auction record. Amanda remembered a storage room at the venue where old papers were kept. In a dusty cabinet, they found a box labeled Breeder Auctions 1980.
Lot 12, 2 black colt foals, matching white stars, sold separately. Buyer A, Donna Reeves. Buyer B, Carol Vance.
They've been brothers since the night they were born. And our mothers paid to tear them apart for no reason.
This document changes everything. If this gets out, our families will have to face the truth.
The paper in their hands wasn't just a record. It was a grenade with the pin already pulled, and the countdown had just started. Amanda's hands shook so hard the paper rattled. Melissa caught her wrist, steadying her.
We have to tell our mothers. If they know the horses are brothers, maybe they'll finally stop.
You don't know my mother. She'll say Carol tricked her, that the whole sale was a setup. It'll make the war worse.
But we have proof. They can't ignore a legal document. This could heal everything.
Or they'll bury it and pull us out of racing forever. Our friendship, the horse's chance, everything gone in one blow.
Silence swallowed them. The horses breathed in the dark, unaware they were the reason 2 girls were tearing themselves apart.
What if we race first? Let the horses do what they were born to do, and after, when we're at the cup, we show this to everyone.
They're twins. What if they recognize each other on the track? What if something happens we can't control?
Please trust me. If we pull them now, we'll never know. This might be their only chance.
Melissa looked down at their joined hands, then nodded. The secret would stay buried until the race was run. Race morning came cold and gray. Amanda hadn't slept. Donna appeared at her stall, phone in hand. The text read, "Wipe that Vance horse off the track. No excuses. You know what's at stake."
No excuses. If she knew I carried proof her champion has a brother, she'd rip the reins from my hands and cancel the race.
Melissa's phone buzzed. Carol's message, "Beat that Reeves nag, or don't bother coming back to this ranch. I mean it, Melissa."
She's never said don't come home before. It was always just win. Something feels different today.
Across the stable alley, their eyes met. A tiny nod passed between them. Amanda's hand instinctively pressed her jacket pocket, feeling the folded auction record. They mounted. The horses shifted, sensing the electric tension in their riders. In the distance, the announcer's voice crackled. Jockeys to the starting gate.
Don't look back. Keep him steady, 1 furlong at a time. He was born for this moment.
If they're really brothers, maybe they'll know, and maybe knowing will be enough to change everything.
In the grandstand, Donna Reeves and Carol Vance lifted their binoculars. Each believed her hatred was the only force that could push a horse to victory. The starting gates flew open with a clang that shook the grandstand. 16 horses surged forward in a wave of dust and thunder. Into the first turn, they jostled, hooves pounding the rail. Both tormentas settled into the middle of the pack, black coats lost among the colors. Down the backstretch, Amanda let her colt find his rhythm. He moved up to 4th, while the Vance horse held 6th, 5 lengths back.
He's pulling, but not frantic. His ears flick forward like he's listening for something beyond the crowd.
We're stuck. Her horse seemed distracted, head bobbing, refusing to stretch out fully. What's wrong with him?
The far turn approached. The leaders tired. A gap opened on the rail, and both jockeys, as if sharing a single mind, angled into it. Amanda's world narrowed to the dirt ahead. Then she saw the flash of blue. Melissa's horse was right there, black shoulder matching black shoulder.
She's next to me. Our horses are running together like they've done this 1,000 times.
He's finally beside his brother. Neither horse is pulling away. It's like they planned it.
The crowd's roar swelled. The two Tormentas stretched out. Stride for stride, the finish line still a distant promise, as they charged into the straight. Then it happened. Both horses turned their heads at the same instant, eyes meeting across the gap between them. The crowd's voice seemed to cut out. Amanda felt her colt's stride shorten, as if an invisible hand had pulled the throttle back.
He's not responding. I am asking him to drive, and he's easing back like he's afraid to pass.
He's slowing too. Why is he slowing? The race is slipping away, and he won't fight.
Both horses fell into a rolling canter, stride matching stride as if they'd been trained together since birth. The jockeys pulled back on the reins, but the horses refused to break the rhythm. They were no longer racing. They were running home together. The grandstand fell silent. 4,000 people forgot to breathe as the two black horses crossed the furlong pole, neither pulling an inch ahead. The announcer's voice cracked through the loudspeakers, barely controlled. I have never seen anything like this. Both Tormentas have. Slowed. They're running together like a team.
They know. They've known since the first turn. We're just passengers now.
With the wire 200 yards away and the rest of the field forgotten, the twins lengthened their stride in perfect harmony. The jockey's hands still and loose on the reins. Amanda glanced left. Melissa was already looking back. In that fraction of a second, they made the only decision that mattered.
If I push him now, I break something older than this race. I won't do it.
Amanda opened her fingers. The reins went slack. A heartbeat later, Melissa did the same, as if released from an invisible tether. Both Tormentas surged forward, necks stretching in unison, the ground blurring beneath them.
They're not racing each other, they're running with each other. I've called 1,000 races, and I've never seen this.
The crowd rose, not with a roar, but with a collective gasp, a sound of pure, disbelieving wonder. The finish line camera flashed once, catching the two black horses in mid-stride, their white stars brilliant against the dirt. No one could tell which nose crossed first. They hit the wire as one animal, sharing a shadow, sharing a name.
It's over. Whatever happens now, we didn't betray them. We let them be brothers.
The photo finish image hung frozen on the giant display. Two black noses, two white stars, not a millimeter between them. The stewards stared. 3 minutes of silence. Then the announcer's voice shattered it. Ladies and gentlemen, the stewards have reached a decision.
Official result of the National Cup, dead heat. For the first time in 80 years, the trophy will be shared.
The grandstand erupted, not with cheers, but with a sound that had no name. Donna Reeves lowered her binoculars, face white.
Shared? With that woman? After 30 years, they're telling me my horse is equal to hers?
Across the stands, Carol Vance's knuckles whitened around her program. The word shared tasted like poison. Officials in blazers descended, ushering both women toward the winner's circle. Neither spoke, neither looked at the other. Amanda and Melissa walked their horses back, side by side, the wreaths of flowers being draped over both necks.
Mom isn't looking at me. She's staring at the ground like it betrayed her.
This is the first time I've ever seen my mother afraid.
The trophy stood on a table between them, silver, cold, and meant to be lifted by a single hand. Today, 2 hands would have to grip it. The two Tormentas stretched their necks and nuzzled, as if to say what no human could. Donna and Carol stood frozen, arms crossed, not yet understanding what they were seeing.
They're acting like old mates. My horse doesn't do that, not with strangers. Something is wrong. He's never been gentle with another stallion. What is this?
Mom, before you touch that trophy, you need to know. Melissa and I have been friends for 2 years, secretly, and the horses. They're not just rivals, they're twins, born the same night, sold to you and Mrs. Vance within hours of each other.
We found the auction record. Walter Cross bred them. He named them both Tormenta before you ever did.
Donna's mouth opened, But no sound came. The hatred she'd carried for 30 years suddenly had nowhere to land. Carol's face went slack. She stared at the document, then at the horses, then at her daughter, as if seeing all of it for the first time.
Please, just one of them. Say something. One word will tell us if we lost everything.
The silence stretched. The crowd noise faded. Only the horses' quiet breathing filled the space, and a question that had waited 8 years to be asked. Amanda held up her phone, the auction record glowing in the afternoon sun, the 2 lot numbers, and the buyers' names now undeniable. Melissa unfolded the creased photograph, the black foal with its tiny white star, identical to the horse whose breath now misted the air between them.
We did this. We bought 2 brothers on the same day, named them the same, and we never once asked where they came from.
I never checked the papers. I was so fixated on beating you, I never asked what I was buying into.
The water rights dispute that had consumed their families for 3 decades, that had poisoned every town meeting and family dinner, suddenly shrank to a footnote. Donna lifted her gaze to Carol's face. No armor, no contempt, just 2 aging women seeing each other for the first time in 30 years.
The horses knew before any of us. They were born to end this. We've been friends for 2 years, and we never told you because we were scared. But the horses weren't scared.
The twin Tormentas stretched their necks and nuzzled, as if sealing a promise their owners had yet to make.
Carol.
Donna.
The crowd fell so silent photographers could hear their own shudders. Every pair of eyes in the grandstand fixed on that outstretched hand.
If I take it, I lose a war I've fought since my wedding day. If I don't, I lose the girl who proved I was wrong.
Donna's fingers closed around Carol's. The contact sent a ripple through the winner's circle and through 30 years of accumulated bitterness. Amanda and Melissa, arms wrapped around each other. Let the tears come, tears sharp with relief, grief, and the exhaustion of keeping a secret that was never theirs to carry. The grandstand erupted, not with the roar of a finish, but with the sound of a story no one expected. A sound that carried equal parts wonder and disbelief. The twin Tormentas stood still as statues, heads pressed together, while the human storm swirled around them, as if they had already made peace before anyone else knew it was possible.
I don't know how to be her neighbor after 30 years of wishing her well dry, but I can hold this hand and not let go.
2 women gripping a single trophy. 2 jockeys holding a secret that had finally become a bridge. 2 horses that had never been taught to hate. The feud had slipped its moorings. What remained was the hard, quiet work of learning to trust. But it had finally begun. The trophy ceremony ended, and the handlers led the Tormentas out of the winner's circle together. Black coats shining, wreaths still around their necks.
We should talk about the water, about the past.
Next week. My kitchen, coffee, no lawyers.
Amanda and Melissa swung back into their saddles, and the crowd, sensing something extraordinary, began to cheer as the 2 black horses stepped onto the track for a victory lap. They rode side by side, not racing, not competing, just 2 brothers carrying 2 friends past the grandstand where hatred had sat only hours before.
I can hear Melissa laughing, and for once, I don't have to hide it.
We did it. We really did it.
Donna and Carol watched from the rail, their hands still tingling from the handshake. Neither smiled, but neither looked away. The horses' hooves beat a quiet rhythm on the softened dirt, a sound that felt older than the feud and stronger than the silence that had preceded it. As the sun dipped lower, the 2 Tormentas cantered past the finish line one more time. Not as rivals, but as the brothers they had always been, and the crowd, now understanding, rose in a wave of applause that did not end. 4 months after the dead heat, workers pulled down the old sign that had marked the water rights boundary for 3 decades. Donna and Carol stood on the fence line, steaming mugs in hand, watching the boundary disappear for good.
Never thought I'd stand on this side of the fence without wanting to tear it down myself.
The water flows now. So does the guilt, if I am being honest.
In the paddock beyond, the 2 Tormentas grazed side by side, a sight the valley had never seen. Amanda and Melissa, now seniors, exercised the brothers together, their laughter carrying across the joined pasture.
We used to meet in secret. Now we ride the same trail, and our moms watch from the porch like it's normal.
Donna and Carol began having lunch together at the property line every Tuesday, a ritual born of awkward silences that slowly filled with actual words.
I hear you are thinking of building a shared stable on the line.
Maybe, so the brothers never have to be separated again.
2 years after the dead heat, a new stable rose on the property line, half in Donna's land, half in Carol's. The horses had never been meant to be apart. On a crisp autumn morning, the families gathered. No crowds, no cameras, just 4 people and 2 horses. Amanda and Melissa, now 18, led the Tormentas out of their racing stables for the last time. The horses walked in step, as always.
They always knew. Even when they were foals, they knew they belonged together.
I spent 30 years hating over water. These animals needed nothing but each other.
We gave them the same name without knowing, sealed their bond before we ever understood it.
The double doors swung open, and the Tormentas stepped inside, 2 brothers into a single home, built on the line where hatred had once festered. No brass plates this time, just 2 stalls with no wall between them, and a view of the grass they'd share forever. The afternoon light faded to amber. The horses dozed, and the families lingered on the porch, speaking of nothing in particular. The feud that had lasted 30 years was undone by a pair of twins who never understood enemies, only brothers. The years passed in a gentle rhythm. The Tormentas grew gray around their muzzles, but they still galloped together when the morning frost covered the pasture. Donna and Carol became the kind of friends who finish each other's sentences, discovering that beneath 30 years of anger lay 30 years of missed conversations.
Remember when we stood here just to scowl at each other's land?
Now we stand here to argue about whose tomatoes are bigger.
Amanda and Melissa came home from university on weekends, and the first thing they did was saddle the old horses and ride the trail between the ranches.
Every time I see them run, I hear the crowd silence, and I remember why we didn't pull back the reins.
They were always going to end up here. We just gave them the chance.
The water rights dispute was a dusty file now, a story told at county fairs with a shake of the head and a nod to the twin horses. In the evenings, the old brothers stood nose to tail, swishing flies, as if they were still in that starting gate, waiting to be let loose together. They had crossed the finish line as one, and for the rest of their lives, that was the only way they moved. As the horses grew old, the sunsets over the shared stable became their daily reward. Their black coats turned silver, but they still walked stride for stride, as if the track was anywhere they were together. The water rights feud became a story nobody told anymore. The twins had rewritten its ending. Donna and Carol, gray themselves, would sometimes just stand at the fence, not needing to fill the silence. The horses had taken the poison out of the water. They had taken the hatred out of the hands that fed them. One lived to 28, the other to 29. Neither spent a single night without the warm flank of the other. When the first one passed, the second stood over him until dawn, then walked slowly to the shared stable and waited. The following autumn, the second brother lay down in the grass where they had first galloped together. They were buried on the property line, exactly where the old feud sign used to stand. The 2 black horses with the matching white stars had done what no lawyer could. They had made the land whole. In time, the shared stable became a place where the valley's children brought their first ponies, and the story was told again and again. Donna and Carol grew old together, still arguing over tomatoes, still meeting at the fence every morning. Amanda and Melissa, now with families of their own, rode their children on the old trail, pointing to the place where the brothers always grazed. The water rights dispute was forgotten, but the legend of the twin Tormentas grew into the region's favorite myth. On the anniversary of the dead heat, the families still gathered at the grave markers, not to mourn, but to remember what 2 horses had taught them. That hatred could be bought and sold, but so could love. And sometimes all it takes to change a valley is a stormy night, a broke farmer, and two foals with a star on their forehead. The land was whole. The families were one. The name Tormenta no longer meant storm, it meant brother. All because, 8 years before the finish line, Walter Cross knelt in the straw and refused to let the storm win, and the two Tormentas ran into history as one. The track is silent now, but the story of the twin Tormentas still echoes through the valley. The starting gate is long gone, but those who witnessed the dead heat still describe it with wonder. Amanda and Melissa, now silver-haired themselves, still ride the trail every Sunday, side by side. Donna and Carol, gray and content, sit on the porch of the shared stable, no longer needing to speak to understand. The water flows clean and shared between the ranches, as if the land itself learned to forgive. The legend of the twin Tormentas brought people together from both sides of the valley, year after year. On quiet evenings, you can almost hear the thunder of their hooves. Two brothers running as one. The feud is a footnote. The bond is the headline. And the story never truly ends. The twin foals sold to enemies became the architects of a peace that no court could decree. And in the end, the two Tormentas taught a divided valley that enemies can become brothers.